by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. Got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours. If you know who I am, when the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. Till I'm complete. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece.
Guns, if I had you on my side, come and seal your fate till the end of my desire. And the way you talk, you make the city shine dark. I'll go to hell for you if you want me to. It burns like
Welcome everybody to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dog.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elvis. Ladies and gentlemen, whether this is your first time here, you're watching this live or watching this later, it's just us chilling at the charts tonight trying to figure out what is going on with Bitcoin and what's happening with our altcoin portfolios, because this is our lifeblood. This is our chance to make some mega life-changing money. For those of you who have not experienced that, you don't want to miss that. But right now, it appears that things are in jeopardy, as Bitcoin has just kind of lost an area that it did not need to lose. There's no other way to put that. There's several ways to look at this. I'm here on the daily chart. Been tracking this little guy. I want to make this little guy red, make him stand out a little bit more. This is the main trend line that we've been holding ever since we kind of hit this bottom area about a year ago. In January, we started to climb, and we just touched down and trying to figure out the market each and every time. Somebody telling us we're going back to 3,000, going back to 10,000, going back to something lower than we are, but we didn't. We kept coming up and came down again, heard the same thing all the same times, when really we were just testing these levels. This one's a beautiful one that's very important. While I'm here, I want to go ahead and mark this one nice and beautiful. That level is 25,400 right there in that area. That's an area that we just we do not want to see that break at all. That would not be good, and then the bears could possibly be winning out, right? But right now we got to view that as support, because that's what it turned into the next time we made a higher high and came back down to that area and found it as support, not just once but twice. Bounced off of it, and if y'all guys remember, the market makers are having a heyday, especially on the news events with the Federal Reserve and everything. Every announcement they had, whipsaw action both times in there. And then it was really starting to look kind of drab and bearish, but things started looking up, and we got to this little pivotal point around 30,000 where we were back over here, and we ended up doing the dang near impossible that should not have happened. We broke back up into the pattern, which is bullish as all get out, because what usually happens when you break back into a pattern, well, you'll go back and explode usually out the other side, and you go into a big parabolic move. We see it all the time with altcoins. We've seen it regular. It happens with Bitcoin every once in a while. It happened 3 years ago with this exact same thing. The only difference now is that, well, now where we were out and what we should have done, what we would have loved to have seen is for us to have found support on top of that trend line. Where are you, little line? We wanted to see something like this, and we didn't see it. We wanted to see a bounce off that 9 moving average. We didn't see it. Instead, we got pulled back into the bearish pattern, which means that, well, now we're in a bearish pattern. Sad to say, what commonly happens, what I don't want to see happen, is that when we get a bear trap like that come back into the pattern, you can count on them at least driving us back down to the bottom of the pattern, and sadly, often enough, it could drive us on further down. Could happen. All the way back down here to retest this $24,000 area. There could also be a bounce there, and maybe things continue or get rejected. The future is uncertain right now. There are some good signs to look for that I do want to bring up and bring your way, and namely, oh, I don't think this chart has all the information. Let's switch charts here. This one, if I can draw your attention to this on the 3-month chart, that's a good sign. As VWAP volume weighted average protocol is now our average price is now starting to flip to the positive, and we got that very coveted green dot here on these bigger time frames, which historically has led to some good moves. This is what happened in 2020 when we had it. This is what happened in July of 2019 when we had it. It had a little pump, and then we kind of did a correction, and then we got on to our big move. But all hope is not lost. And I got to say here that the MACD is showing a little bit of a positive influence on the 3-month chart. When we come down to the weekly, oh, I gotta get rid of that circle, don't I? The weekly is kind of where I'm stuck right now. This dotted trend line is taking into account all the wicks here. That was the area that we had on the smaller time frames. That's what we lost. We just lost that. We're having trouble with that. When we take into account the candle bodies, draw our trend line from the candle bodies, going by that, we're still safe. And we catch it on the bodies here. I got 2 punches on the bodies, and then the wicks line up perfectly with that. I feel a lot of faith in this trend line. And I've got to tell you, the weekly still looks great with our Ichimoku cloud. It's a perfect setup in my personal opinion. Doesn't mean that we don't have a range to fall down to, but losing this trend line here, especially the one on the weekly, that would be kind of harsh. Now it's got a lower bar than what we've been planning on. Rodoc, you're just moving the lines. In a way, yeah, I'm trying to be as accurate as I can. It doesn't play out so well on the daily. You see that we got a bear trap right here, going by that theory, which gave us our line up there that we've been basing our move off of. But this is without the bear trap. We just had a bear trap. So even on the daily, it's got some insightfulness, but it will look a little bit different on the daily than it does on the weekly. That's just how these lines work. And drawing this before a little bit more accurately. And let's go with that candle touch there. I mean, we may have wigged down to retest this area. And I mean, that's the area where we were earlier today, about 34.8. We definitely do not want to see anything below that. Nothing below this orange line whatsoever. This is the immense line in the sand. This is like, here's my line in the sand. Okay, you push me back a little bit. Like this one, this is war. This is war. It has to beat war zone right here. This is the absolute line in the sand. So if this line breaks, and why just put a line? Let's put a big old horizontal level there. I do not want to see this break. That price there, I got 34,842 on this particular chart. We do not want to see any kind of lower low than what we had there. But having said that, when you look at price structure on the 4-hour, which is what we normally follow on this, right? This trend line, it wicked below it, but it's held. This trend line, and this is a channel, broke back down into and touched the bottom of it. Now that's normally what we will see when we get a bear flag, or when we get a bear bull trap. We'll normally see it come back in the pattern, go to the bottom of it. So far, it's done that, and it also wicked down here to our orange line area, our massive line in the sand. So overall price action, we still have a series of higher highs and higher lows. We did not take out this low. So theoretically, we're still okay. We're in ICU, hooked up to the respirator, but we're still alive. We're still kicking. The mission is still on. But dang it, we got shot full of holes today. And that's not been fun. I ended up giving back some of my hard-earned gains on my little bit Unix account there today. I just had to cut it. But does that mean it's sunshine from rainbows now since we touched down to the bottom? It is too early to say. All I've got to say, we're under the green Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour. That's not a good look. It can bounce up through it, but I mean, that's the kind of the exception to the rule. It's usually we start riding a red cloud to the downside, which we got a red cloud hanging over our heads, and we got that guy right here. So I would say this is a very strong area of caution, and all eyes on this level 34.8. It being a Tuesday, it was a little bit of a letdown to me, because I expected a little bit more of a cheerful atmosphere on a Tuesday. Usually is. I mean, that's just what we've become accustomed to. So, today. But, what about altcoins? Altcoins are okay. We're also finding support on this trend line and appearing to start bouncing to the upside. And as long as we're above that, we're good. As long as we can maintain above this 50 moving average here on the 4-hour, we're good. The only thing that I don't like about it is this wick. So we poked a hole in the wall, meaning that if for whatever reason we come back down, whether we come up or whatever, next time we touch this line, it may not hold because we just weakened it. That's not the greatest sign. So next time we come across this line, just know we might fall through at that point. Which not what we wanted to see really, but we got a good recovery from it so far. So altcoins are starting to go up just a little bit. And what we can see is that Bitcoin dominance is still continuing down. So people have been selling out of Bitcoin, been selling out of altcoins, and they've been coming back into that nasty dollar, which ironically is dropping today. Now, normally that helps out Bitcoin. When the dollar drops, money kind of moves into Bitcoin. But I think a lot of this, honestly, when you step back and look, has a lot to do with the institutional, kind of group them into a big old group, institutional investors. Any of that big old money, whether it's coming from Wall Street or abroad, the bigger groups, the bigger conglomerates, the bigger ideas, the bigger whales, well, sometimes they get paper hands, especially if they're on the legacy or mainly on the legacy side, or if they're on the Wall Street side, if they're used to stocks and bonds and options, all that. Remember, we're in commodities right here. And they can flip-flop. And it seems that the tech sector has been taking a little bit of a rise today. And usually I like to track I like ES exclamation point. Where are you at? The ES mini S&P 500 is what we usually track with crypto. It's tech stocks. And you can see that they got a nice boom today. Very nice boom. So a lot of that money's been coming out. I think it's an evidence of some of the people using Bitcoin as a store of value. And since we're up, and then this is starting to move, they're just rolling some stuff over. I think we're seeing some of that effect. That's a variable that I think that is coming into play here. But you wanted to decouple from the stock market. We kind of, I mean, short term, it looks like we have. And they are moving out of Bitcoin and moving into tech stocks, which, by the way, does have a breakout. And that's why everybody's excited about tech stocks. So there's a heads up for you, because that's a nice pattern with a nice measured move, meaning that a lot more money is going to be moving into tech stocks. Possibly. What is that? What are we on? Billions? I don't even know. It's at 45,022 right now, and it can go up about another $300, 300 points. However, this is measured or traded. You can actually trade these somehow. I've never done it. But interesting, that kind of corresponds with the trend line that we've got going on. So it looks like tech sector is getting ready to pop off. We just need our altcoins to pop off too, baby. That's what we need. We need to maintain this line, but I'm starting to have some doubts after that wick, so we got to proceed with caution here. as some of the bigger influential money starting to have some eyes elsewhere. We say hello to the chat. Welcome, everybody. I know Strega's in here. Strega was here first, right? Got One Hit Quitter. What's up, One Hit Quitter? Strega says, I like these days, but I bought in too soon the day before. It will work out over time, but I also got caught up in some stupidity, or some of my stupidity, or caught up with me a little bit, and nothing big, but it's just frustrating when you keep doing the same things on futures that you know better to do, or I don't know. Futures is a different animal. It amplifies everything. If you're trading spot and if you're building DCA and everything, hey man, what's going on today is, well, with spot, if you're DCA and investing, what's going on today is probably just fine and nothing to worry about. Just a little pullback, maybe. We still got to keep our eyes on it, and even if we do start seeing lower areas, you know, build them bags, because this is what it's all about this time in the market, is to build those bags. But if you're trading on margin or leverage, well, then you're not really, unless it's spot margin, you're not actually building a bag. You're just trading paper and losing hard-earned cash or crypto easily that way. It says my screen's blank. Oh my gosh. And why are you blank? My. It's been that way this whole time, hasn't it? Which one are you? Hey, there we go. I have had to rebuild this computer today. I had to put in a new power supply. I also put in a crap ton of memory in it. It's got almost 48 gigabytes of RAM, so it ought to work all right today. And another one should be here tomorrow to make sure I've got something solid. So I've just been talking here about a blank screen, haven't I? Man. I'd be lying if I said today didn't feel kind of off. Well, that was 23 minutes of nothing. Now I get to see. Might be 45 minutes, 40 minutes or so. Oh man, I'm sorry guys, put you guys through that. I should make it a rule just to always check with the chat before I go right into talking about Bitcoin or something. Is that a fox or a dog? That's actually supposed to be a Shiba Inu. All right. Well, that was wasted. Wasted valuable time. All right, well, here's total 3. That's what we're kind of really concerned about right now. This is the trend line I was talking about. Here's where we would dip below it. And that kind of pokes a hole into this trend line. So when I was saying the next time that we revisit this trend line, whether we come up here and make an M pattern or something, it probably won't hold. Just keep that for future reference. But then again, we may just keep zip-dee-doo-dawing along. What I was looking at on Bitcoin was mostly these weekly levels here. Putting my lines to the candle tops, candle bodies, and that lowers our expectation a little bit. It gives us a little bit of a cushion, you could say, because that's what this area is basically a cushion from the candle bodies to the wicks. This is the extremity of the moon, which we lost. That's what I've been tracking, and we lost that. But we're still technically in a safe zone, and Ichimoku Cloud kind of, hey, gives us a heads up. What I showed on the 3-month was this coveted green dot happening here on our wave, and VWAP starting to come to the upside. All the indicators here are starting to come to the upside, except money flow. We haven't seen it into the green yet, but things are looking good overall. It's just they trying us right now. They trying us, and market makers and the whales and all the big ones and the ones that want to take money, because ES1 is just taking off like crazy. So these past 4 hours that we've come down in Bitcoin, ES1 tech stops just went nuts, and we'll take a quick look at that. But right now, what I want to stress on the 4 hour is that even though we got this bear trap, we came back into this pattern. Technically, it's the rising wedge if we go by this dotted line. If we go by this solid line, we're still good. We're still good, still safe, and it found a wick down there and bounced off. We may be skating by the skin of our teeth. Like I said, we're kind of like in the ICU unit right now, hooked up to the respirator and all the pipes coming out of us. We're on life support right now, trying to figure out, are we going to make it? Because if we go below 34, we get below this area, which I marked a green line there, we're having a heart attack, we're flatlining, we may need to sell out of altcoins and look at this, or, you know, take stock of things, because number could go down a lot. We don't want number to go down a lot. We want it to catch support and go up, and right, it can right now. Look at this green candle we got going right now. We got wicks here, that's buy pressure. We could be seeing something good come out of this, but man, it sucked today. So the ES mini futures, and this is what I was showing you over here real quick, and I'm on the 4 hour, but she just took off, man. She took off, she's flagging out, she's ready to roll. And if you zoom out, I mean, this is money going into tech stocks, and we got money coming out of Bitcoin and money coming in out of some of our altcoins. Altcoins are starting to pipe up a little bit right now, though. But some of those legacy players have been dabbling with our markets and everything. Well, I think that they sold off a little bit today to kind of change horses, go with something that's moving just a little bit faster right now, because it looks like tech stocks are about to explode with whatever this level is now. We're at 45.21, and we got a target up here about 48.37. That's a lot of money coming into those 500 mini futures tech stocks. And overall, this is the chart that I actually trade when I'm over on MEXC and things like that. And this is what I see over here. You know, this was the trend line that I was watching here. We broke it. I'd like to see us break up above it, hold it. But I redrew this one over here because that's, again, our line in the sand area. Watching that one closely too. It's not being muted, it's a blank chart of doom. Oh, it'd suck if I was muted too. I wouldn't know, would I? All right, so you guys can see me, right? Do you ever stuck around for all those boring minutes? Well, I appreciate that. You guys deserve extra credit today. All right, so about all we can do is take a look at our altcoin backs and see how they're holding up. Some of them are starting to move now. A lot of them, like the Solana ecosystem, are starting to take off a little bit. We can look at a little bit of that. One is Orca. And it's available on Coinbase. I'm sure it's on MEXC, right? It's on the DEX. You can get it on Orca itself is a DEX, and Radium is another DEX. That's the one I usually use, is Radium. But this one's been kind of nice. Look at this. Big old blast off. See what we can see as far as trendy lines go. There was a nice one. Here was a nice breakout. Track the wicks there. There's some volume here, but not as much as there was over here. That was a big push there with volume. It just got higher over here. Coming up to a support resistance area. She's a little bit too high to jump in on, but this looks like a juicy area. About $1.31 for a nice little retest. And maybe $1.95. On what, the weekly? Come down just a little bit. How are you looking on the 4 hour? You're looking like you're about ready to keep going. It's just a series of higher highs and higher lows here. Forming some divergence, a little bit of bearish divergence, but we're starting to do the, the big old parabolic move going on there. Yeah, you could say she kind of flirted with that line a little bit, thinking about breaking it in the 50 moving average, but she did recover. She's above the 4 hour, the 9 moving average of the 4 hour. She's moving now and getting technically a breakout of this level. So we're making higher highs as we're talking. Very high risk, but some people might take that. We're at 1, 2, 3, possibly got 2 more steps up. And this $3 area could definitely be in the picture there, as well as 371. So those are some nice juicy targets for this. Let's see if we got to what we got back over here kind of supports that. Kind of zoom out. Does this line up? Little zone there. That one lines up pretty decently right there on the weekly. I kind of like this. About 336, 338. But this one right here, 374, that corresponds with this wick we got over here at 361. So they're right in the same zone there. This one comes close to the wick we had over here. It's a little bit off, but these are the Fibonacci areas that most likely will come into play. So at 223, we might see 298 come out of Orca, but also can get a pullback. Just something that's kind of moving. Solana is still pressing on like a champ while Bitcoin tries to figure out if it can walk or even breathe at this point. Solana looks like it's trying to make a nice recovery here. That's the 6 hours, 4 hour. 4 hours giving a little bit of a headache there. It's got some work to do on the 4 hour. But she appears to be flagging out for possibly another move higher. That's amazing. So we're edging closer to that $83 target we got there, and this one would give us possibly $76. See how that little guy plays out. She looks good. She's holding tight. She's definitely curving up. And this trend line's holding nice right there so far. Kind of like it a little bit better here, where we haven't yet touched that. But it looks like she's trying to keep on moving up. You go, Solana. You got the green lights right now. Got a breakout on your RSI too, it looks like. So, ring, bada bing. Solana's wanting to go some places. Maybe that's how I need to build back up my portfolios. Get me a little bit of Solani. She is moving. I shall do that because I took a hit today. I lost $100 today. So over here on my BitUnix, what did I just do? Don't do that. Don't you sign out. We're going to tune this leverage way, way down. Say, I'm... "5 minutes says she's got some plans going on here. What are you doing? Are you in and out on me? You trying to come down? means I'm going to have to layer into you. So sometimes this is how, if I'm trying to get into a trade, I don't always jump in all at once. And this one, I got to check out the chart here on the smaller time frame. 4 hour looks good. $36-minute, what we got going on there? Smaller time frames are wanting a little bit of a pullback there. So we don't actually have our breakout. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Or do we? And are you doing a retest? She is pulling back. So I'm going to give her a few minutes before I decide to do anything here. See what she's up to. For all I know, she can come right back into this pattern and come right down to $50. But the 4 hour says she's working on something. Don't keep my eye on that. It's got a little struggle there. It may come back to about 54.71. Solana. Striga says he's in waiting mode. I think that's a smart move. It's really, yeah, there's a lot of indecision going on right now. 15-minute looks rough for Solana right now. But it doesn't have to be too bad. I like the way our moving averages are kind of coming together there. We'll have to see what if it does. It could get a bounce somewhere through here and do something surprising, so I want to keep an eye on that. But this mess here is just horrible. That's really horrible. Striga says lunacy always goes up during these lunacy likes to go up during these moments. That's odd. Oh, she's trying. She lost the non-moving average though. That's the first signs of rejection right there. I don't know, the MACD kind of likes it though. MACD is doing the duck lip thing. Can't trust those duck lips. He'll do the little duck lip. It's at a good horizontal resistance. It's a perfect level there. So is this flipping that triple bottom scenario there? Yeah, it's got potential. It's got to get above that 9 because it looks like it's trying to reject it though. This is just a 15-minute, just the 15-minute here. Zoom out a little bit. Partial decline there. It's got the green light on the 4 hour here. It's a good start. So this has been going on. This is almost closed. What we got on the 24-minute? It's already had a green light over here with divergence. According to market cipher theory, that could be a good setup. As long as we can maintain above, what is that? Let's just call it 8,000. Let's just call it 8,000. If we stay above 8,000, there's a good chance to. Now we got a stick to put for a measured move. Up, comes up right there. At 11,691. That's a good come up. That's about 46% possible. $93.72 would be another target there, just for this channel. This one was a crazy measure move, I'm sure. Had to be. It was just there. Maybe I should just come down and redo this. I had a target up there. There's a target up there from somewhere. I'm just finding some different ones right now, some shorter term ones. Oh, yeah. Because when you zoom out, we had this big ass falling wedge there. That's where our targets, our bigger targets coming at. Definitely more than 2x right there at 18,788 in that area. Looking interesting, Luna C. Looking interesting. Why you're pumping, I have no idea. But the dailies where all the real information's at right there. 4 hour look kind of iffy. The daily looks good, man. Ichimoku Cloud, 9 crossing the 200. This one looks set to rock on the daily. So screw whatever that one say. The daily says we're going up, so for whatever reason, she looks like she's wanting to start moving to the upside on Luna C. Good call, Strega. Strega said, SoFi had a weird spike down, but I missed it earlier. It looked like it glitched. I wasn't impressed with the chart when I looked at that one. Is it right, Finance? Let's see, we're on the daily though. I didn't make a lower low. That's good. It's got the green light on the 2 hour. 1 hour. Looks like it's getting ready to get it to print one right here on the daily, so they say it's not wise to front run that, but it is going to get a dot. Now whether it gets a red one that comes right after that, I don't know. I'm not seeing the divergence. What I'd like to see when things start coming down, keep coming down to the bottoms and stuff, and they look like they're trying to turn around. It looks like this one's trying to. We got all these spikes. That's what's cool about it. Because November 2nd, man, that was an easy 2x on your bags there. Let's check the RSI here. We need to see a breakout on this RSI. Now there was this. Actually, that's valid. I was looking at this, and this is probably how far it'll go up before it gets a hiccup, but it already had a breakout and looks like a retest of that area. That's actually a good sign. So daily looks good to go up 4 hours, got the green dot there. MACD trying to do something positive. Here is the hidden gem, is the 50s over the 100. That's a good thing. If we can keep that up, we should be headed at least to that area at 24.47. She may have she did have silver pressure coming down there, right? 1958. It might be an interesting one. Someone's got patience to play. I don't have the patience to play this. I would miss it. I would have to jump in, and then I would just have to set limit orders at these targets and just forget it. And sometimes I do that, but then, I don't know. Sometimes it seems like it takes them a long time to play out. And it reeks on my patience. But this one looks like it's got some potential there. I would just like to see some divergence. A little bit stronger divergence. To let me know that, boom, we can get a pop-up or change direction there. There was some there. Wasn't great. I guess it's about even there though. So this is one that's it's on Mexi, KuCoin. Of course, it's on the dexes, Solana dexes. Slim Solanium. It's been having a pretty good time lately. Starting to get some action. Could be in its early stages. Here's the thing about this point in the market, and let's pretend that Bitcoin's not at the iffy spots, but when we start seeing these things pop off, and this is the point of the market we don't want to talk ourselves out of too, you know, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say this is very forgiving if you buy the highs. Some of the bigger money are waiting for these pumps just to confirm that, hey, we're starting to head up, and then they will come in. And so when we start consolidating into flags and stuff, that's where they're starting to step in and get into these projects, and then we start seeing more upside. So I mean, and then this is when we start seeing more trading going on after we establish that trend and stuff. So we're still in the very early stages of all these projects. So if there's something out there that you still like that you haven't quite got a bag in, I'm not saying jump in, but nibble DCA, and then we get a bigger pullback, then you can start playing it bigger. But we're trying to flip this area right now. So if it goes above this and bounces above that area, you can expect more money to come in on this project. So if we get above that 15, what is that? 15606 area. We're at 14941 right now, but that would be a key area. If that flips and holds, the sucker's going up, and that would be a good way to play that, because look how far it can go up pretty quickly. We're looking about heading up towards 65 cents on this thing. And if I go by what I see over here, let's go to a bigger time frame. Yeah, that area right there between about 65 cents and 72 cents is juicy. And then of course another one up here, $1.15, $1.32, and then starting about 205 to 270. This thing got up to $5.80 and then came back and went back up to $3.82. It's at 14 cents right now. Just throwing that out there. One to put on your radar. Especially, you're seeing a lot of Solana coins taking off right now. Some people taking profit with Solana over on the dexes and rolling them over into some other Solana projects, but the 4 hour looks good. The 4 hour looks like it's getting ready to blast off, or at least thinking about it seriously. Not exactly the greatest flag, but smaller time frame it might look better, but looks like we got a potential breakout coming for this. And if that is our breakout, then we've got a short-term target at 28 cents there. That's a 16% stop loss if you go under the candles there. You can go back a few candles and get under the 21 and have an 8.4% stop loss. Of course, that doesn't matter if you're on the DEX at all, because that's just mainly swaps there. But it's got a good chance to give you about a 11-to-1 risk-reward ratio. 95% gains to hit that target at 28 cents, so might be something to look at. I think another one that is popping off right now is Prime. Or not. Yeah, you still a little suspect, Prime. Maybe I'm not on the right one. What am I? Let's make sure I'm on the right thing. I'm on crypto, right? That's the same thing. Except for here, it just shot up to $5. I think this is, what's the deal, man? Echelon, this is what I'm looking for, Echelon Prime. That's, let's go over here and check this out. Make sure it's the right Solana, yeah, Solana, no, there's Solana Prime and Echelon Prime. What is Echelon Prime? She's toppy. What'd you get up to? All-time high was 8 months ago at 770, and down 24% from that. All-time low 6 months ago at 120. So she's had a nice little ride. I mean, it's still a smart market cap at 153 million, 26 million prime circulating supply, 111. Tell me what you do. Prime is a native token of the Echelon Prime Foundation Web3 ecosystem, advancing the next generation of gaming. Echelon creates and distributes tools to encourage innovation in and promote growth of novel gaming models and economies, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure I saw this one on Tokenmetrics. I don't have an account hooked up right now. I had to straighten out this computer today, so that's where a lot of my time has went. She's a little toppy. I would say there might be a pullback to about 532. If that holds, she may be going parabolic and do something really cool. Then again, if she comes back in that pattern, it may not be cool at all. But we might see 851. That's kind of a high risk, decent reward. I think the only advantage that there is that if you're on an exchange, you could set a really, really tight stop loss right underneath that. Let's come over here to 4 hour here. Of course, you're not getting in there though. If it comes back to this area for a retest, there might be a trade there. Otherwise, just buying a green candle and hoping for the best, but there could be a 54% return from about 535 in that area, and you can set a decent 10% stop loss right underneath there. Not the greatest setup, but not the most horrible one I've seen. All right, so Ordi has been popping off, right, with Bitcoin and everything. So let's check on Ordi. I'm still not in this one anymore. Not that I don't want to be, but I'm not looking at paying a premium for it. Let's see, they just have futures on. That's why I'm not in. It's because they only have futures on MEXC. They don't actually have the token over there. Is weird. But Ortiz has been just taken off. We got a $28 target that we've still not hit. That was kind of from this flag here. I'm gonna impossible pullback here, which has not played out, which is a good thing. So we had one channel that we just kind of broke out and then rode right underneath it. That's the only thing. But you got to take that as being bullish when you start riding underneath it. It usually is in most cases. Sometimes you'll come up and get an M pattern to the downside, but got a higher high here, so nope. Ordi looks good. I don't know that I don't think I'm going to be able to catch this one anytime too soon. She's getting tired though, and there's some bearish divergence forming. But a little bit of rounding there, so we may be in some consolidation here. You are really scalloping the wrong way, Ordi. See, we got kind of a rounding to the other side, kind of a rounding top situation here, so that could be interesting. If it comes back to about 1264, somewhere in these areas, it's what sometimes you can see these things round off to around to where they started and then pop to the upside. Maybe. I see a little tiredness, but I'm just not seeing I'm not seeing a big move down yet, though. She would be a hard one to catch. Two hours looking interesting with the moving averages, though. They're getting stacked up just right. We've just got another trend line right here that's broken, that's right into the upside. So we're flirting with this green cloud. It's got some mixed signals here, but it is getting tired with some bearish divergence. Might we see $18 out of order? Let's pull a fib. Ooh, she's staying off above that 236. That's bullish. Got to check back with Ordy. She breaks above this trend line. I want to know about it though. That'd be bullish. Hey, Haven's in the house. Love the jacket. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm being flashy. Q&T, you are looking drab, man. You are the $100 stablecoin. That is what you are, Q&T. That is the reputation that you are earning. And man, hopefully we got a retest of this trend line. Hopefully, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing on the moving averages here on the 2 hour. Let's check the 4 hour. I'm not crazy about that, but there might be some hope here with this 200 moving average. I'm not seeing the strong divergence that I need. Maybe enough to get us to bounce back up here, but I think we're just going to go sideways for a while, it looks like. Sometimes you suck, Q&T. I'm just going to throw it out there. Sometimes you suck. You better have a big payoff for all the torture that you put us through holding you. That's all I got to say. It's up, then you're down. You really need to get to a higher range and do all this crap. Make us feel better. Get up to about 130, 150 and then pull this. We'll be a lot, be a lot more receptive of it. So, oh, it's just flag, just being a stable coin at 130. Yeah, come on, show us something. You gotta do better, baby. You gotta do better. You may be making me think about peeling some of you off here, and when you start getting back up a little bit, find some faster horses, because man, come on now. Step your game up for me. It's looking good on the daily. Daily looks promising. It's got a lot of work to do because these other moving averages have got across that 200, but so far the daily 200's holding, and it looks like we're getting a little bump up there on the daily, so you did show me some stuff, Q&T. You start getting below $96 in that area, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm just telling you straight out, I'm gonna be pissed. I want to have some words for you. I usually got resistance all the way up here. 120 would be a good, all right, funky area you got to get above. Haven says, "Algo, please." Algo needs to step its game up too. It looks like it's trying though on the daily. That's good. It's above the 9, so it's fighting with losing it, and it may lose it and retouch the 21 and the 200. That's about like 11.9 cents in that area. That might be one of the last places to add to a bag unless it comes back down to about 10 cents on a stronger retest. There's always a chance we can come back to 10 cents to the breakout area. But there's always a good chance that we can keep going over it once we cross that 200 moving average too. Where did this 14 come from? Did I just do that? That's a 16 is really more of a stronger area. It's got to get above. And at 382, it's trying to get above the 236 moving average, but it possibly got a little rejection there. We got to see a bounce off that 200. Here, let me help you out. Let me give you a little hint. I'd like to see you do something like this. I would love to see you do something a lot like that. Can you do that for me, Algorand? Can you give us something to hope for, Algorand? Biggest thing is the money is in the green here, and the stochastics are resetting, so it's going to have a little bit of a fight through here, but ultimately it's on the right track. Just want to check out. You poked a hole in that. Tipped all the way back to 10.6. That's not too bad from where you are. So this is our major trend line. As long as that holds, we should be in good shape. We're Algorand. And so something like this, or just, yeah. 9's still coming down, so until we kind of cross back above that, we could actually see the bottom of this, which is not too far. It's a half a penny down, and we should hopefully get a bounce there. If this breaks, then we got a bearish pattern that we just fell out of, which would not be good. If it breaks, then you could be looking at. The good news is that they don't always come down to these levels on these measured moves on this particular pattern. Sometimes it's basically right around here where this 200 moving average is, about 45%. But if it does break to the downside, you could look at these areas, 9.3 cents and 10.88 cents, if it does come down. And that should give us some confluence with some other areas over here. This one does. The 9's kind of low, so I doubt that it hits that one if it comes down. So a lot of times when I take a measured move, I want a more conservative one. I'll just find a top or a bottom and just kind of carry it straight down to the bottom. And that actually is more in line with Bukowski's measurements I've found. So it's fairly trustworthy. A good way to kind of eyeball where we're going to go. Can you look at its devs for me? Like Algorand? I guess I should have just looked up here. Don't know I'm on the right place. Is this what you're asking for? The Algorand Foundation team. Algorand's foundation mission team is available in an exclusive and decentralized and borderless global economy at scale based on the Algorand blockchain technology. Head of brand and marketing operations, executive assistants. Well, this is for the foundation. And then might see something a little different here. Algorand Technologies. Head of cryptography is Chris Pickert. Let's check out. Oh, it's the same. You took me to the same website. So Algorand Technologies, builders of the most powerful and sustainable blockchain. So these are your actual development team. Or you've got the founder, this guy right here. Silvio Michele is one of the world's foremost authorities on mathematics, computer science, and cryptography. In 2017, he founded the Algorand blockchain, which is today widely acknowledged to be one of the best performing layer 1 blockchains ever created. He's helped pioneer many of the breakthrough technologies that help power blockchain today. He's also co-inventor of the probabilistic encryption zero knowledge proofs, verifiable random functions, and many other innovations that are the foundations of modern cryptography. He holds a total of 47 patents in fields from random number generation, identification schemes, digital signatures, cryptography, digital certificates, and electronic transactions. So, a lauded MIT professor, he has been the faculty member of MIT's Electrical Engineering and Computer Science Department since 1983. He's a member of the National Academy of Sciences, the National Academy of Engineering, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and Academia dei Lincei. He received his laureate in mathematics from La Sapienza University in Rome and his PhD in computer science from the University of California at Berkeley. And in 2023 is awarded with an honorary degree in cybersecurity from La Sapienza University of Rome in recognition of his many contributions to the field of cybersecurity. He's a big name. So I mean, it's got serious background behind Algorand. It really does. That's a lot of people are so bullish on it. And circulating supply is 8 billion out of the 10 billion maximum supply, and a 1 billion market cap, which could easily add a zero on there, and easily 10x from here. All-time high for Algorand was $3.56. So it being a mere 12 cents right now is not bad. Even though it is up, it's just not bad. We recently saw 14.6 cents there. We might see 10 cents again. Who knows? When you zoom out on the big picture, though, I mean, we've been at the bottom, which is the juiciest place to buy, regardless of whether we're starting to move up or down. It's actually the sign you want to see when you're starting to get into a project. If you really believe in it, you know, you're kind of really paying attention to these bottom areas and dipping your toes in and everything, looking for those bottoms. But when you get a breakout and start heading to the upside here with volume, and sure, they're on the weekly chart here, and it's very possible there could be a pullback and we could do like another double bottom scenario, see some 9-10 cent prices again. Still, this whole area is where the whales accumulate, and then they sell when it goes up to like $3, and they make the buku bucks, or they peel profit on the way up there. But if you're trying to get into the bottom to make the big gains, we're in that area. And what's more is that it's making a big, huge double bottom based on last cycle and this cycle, which could be enormous for this coming cycle if the technology takes off. Meaning that, I think we even discussed this before, we could be looking at a target about 575 out of Algorand with this double bottom scenario. All it's got to do is get bullishly enough to come up here and just confirm a double bottom about $3, flag out, and then we can start heading to 575. That's just a big long-term investor look at it. So it's definitely got potential. She's just a slow mover, baby. She's just a slow mover until she's not. And then she can kind of spike up 38 cents all the way up to $1.65 over a matter of about 2 months there. So, you know, a lot of people are discounting it. Some people are really big into it. I mean, it's definitely not one to ignore, which is why I have a bag of it just sitting on my ledger, waiting for those big $3, $4, $5 numbers to come and make me happy. Haven asked, do you think those people are thieves? Thank you for looking. Truly, you're smarter than I. Do I think the Algorand people are thieves? No, I don't. But I think they're part of the legacy. I think they move more toward legacy mindset, meaning the Wall Street mindset, meaning more centralized aspects. I don't know how decentralized this program is. I imagine it can't be very centralized because it's probably on Amazon web servers, things like that. That's the thing with proof of stake coins. That's why I'm a big proponent for the freedom aspect that proof of work gives the world. And I'm a proof of work coin will always outweigh a proof of stake coin for me personally, for me to really dig in and hold on to it. If Bitcoin were not proof of work, I would not be as interested in Bitcoin. And that's one of the reasons why I'm leaning a lot toward Casper right now, just because I like its setup. But everything that's, all these staking coins, I mean, they've got the edge in as far as having control. And where they have the edge, that just gives a point of, I'm trying to say, a point of failure for possible corruption. Whereas you got something that's truly decentralized, like say Bitcoin, for instance, you know, it's nearly impossible for them to do something to. It's the most secure network in the world, and it's so decentralized, you can't mess it up. Governments can't even take it down. And they've tried every dirty trick in the book. And they're still trying right now. I think the news is going on right now. Well, not necessarily the governments, but I don't know. You know the government's in with the banks. But I know Jamie Dimon or was it Chase? I'm not going to say Jamie Dimon. I want to say Chase. It was or JP Morgan. Maybe it's JP Morgan. JP Morgan and Chase, what they tell you what they want you to believe. And so they're saying we look like we're really, really overvalued right now in Bitcoin. It looks kind of bearish, and I can't find the article off the top of my head here. But when you read the news, I mean, don't always believe the news. Did I post it over here? I was posting some news over here as I come across interesting articles. Things dealing with the IRS and things like that. I'll post it in the lounge area of our Telegram group. It's tracking Bitcoin today and basically giving the same information about how it's still showing okay on the weekly, but you know, losing that trend line, that was a big issue for me. This is now my dotted line, right? This is now my dotted line because it went by the candle bodies. Still, I didn't like it at all. Not happy about that at all. But Algorand, for a long-term hold, yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential and get a lot of X's, you know, holding it out a long time. I can't say it's one of my favorites, but I mean, I made sure that I had a bag packed away. I'm waiting on this guy to do something called Kadena. Would love to see it get back above these areas right over here, about $1.45, something like that. Looks like it's going to have a little struggle and take a little while to get there, sadly. Another proof of work coin that, or it may be a hybrid. I'll have to do some. I've already lost all the information in my head about that one. But I think JP Morgan is, or the developers used to work for JP Morgan. They're behind Kadena. Still, I really need to see Kadena get above $2.20 for me to see some really big, well, if it break above 220, we could see 632 pretty quick, because there's nothing to support that right here. We can zoom right back up there just as easy. So this bag has been growing, so I'm cool with that. And on the daily, it's looking pretty positive right now. We're seeing this on several altcoins. And remember, total 3 overall, the altcoin market cap is in our favor right now. Even with these pullbacks and sell-offs right now, it's still in our favor overall. Although, toward the end of December, we may have to take another look at it. But a lot of these are testing their daily 200 moving averages, and as long as they can maintain above the daily 200, it's bullish. No matter how you look at it, it's bullish. and number go up from there. She's just flirting with the pullback. It's been a while since we looked at degens. What did we have on this? A possible parabolic move? Possible. Which it broke and then went sideways and down. Did we come close to anything there? She did a fake out. So these targets were never hit. It was a risky play. This is what I don't want Bitcoin to do. This is exactly what I do not want to see Bitcoin do. And this is what we could see Bitcoin do. This is what happens when you have these rising wedges that break to the upside and come back into the pattern. Yeah. The parabolic move that breaks down. And we just lost a major trend line. Oh, you're kidding me. degens, I thought you were looking good today. What's up with you? Not enough information there. Not enough information here. So what, Mexi? I'm looking for divergence. Not really there. So we had this guy. We can say this. So if you go to the 3-day chart, it's also in ICU, holding on to by the skin of his teeth. That doesn't look good to me. This was showing up kind of positive today. Were you doing something? And I'm on the wrong one. I'm on Dynex. I'm working for DYDX. No wonder I'm confused. This is the one that's been pumping today and flagging out. This one's looking all right on the 1 hour. Let's look on the daily. Oh, she's up high. She's up crazy high. She may have some more room to go, man. From what, 3 to 5? About 513 maybe. So this one finally got a breakout. Finally got with volume. With some volume. That's cool. She's looking good, but she's too hot right now. She's got to cool off. She's too hot. It's too hot in the hot tub. Indicators are going crazy hot. But they could still go. There's room. It actually could still go. It's already made a higher high here. So that gives us a level to watch to see if that will sustain itself as being support. And guys, whether you're in degens or interested in degens or not, chances are you'll see these kind of patterns play out on whatever coins you are interested in. So just trying to show you some of the tricks to play to kind of look at. For some of you guys that are less familiar with all this magical, mysterious thing called technical analysis, if you keep watching my channel, it will not be as mysterious for you. And trend lines in my strategy are very, very important. So are these moving averages. And also Fibonacci. And then we got a couple of indicators to help us on our way. One indicator that I do like is this Ichimoku cloud, which I don't use the full cloud or the full program or whatever. I take everything off but the cloud. And it's just my little helpmate. And when she's thin like that, it's very positive. And as long as price is far away from touching it, it's even better. But there's a possibility that we could get a break back down, retest this line, even back down to the 9 moving average, which I think will be move up to this line and probably a retest here about 357. Maybe in that area. It's about 30 cents below where it is right now at the current moment. And then we could be seeing up to $5. Very risky. But if this pattern holds out, if there's a bump there, it may be a quick move up there and could even see higher. This would be a first stage, where it's trying to go parabolic. So what it looks like it's trying to do. So a risky trade, but there could be some reward there. Or if you're already in it, just know that, hey man, that bag may be growing a lot pretty soon. That's probably the best way to put it. You should have already been in it if you wanted to be in it, personally. But if you're a degen risk taker, there might be some upside, but if you lose your ass, it ain't my fault. I told you. You might lose your ass on this one too. I can't get rid of that yellow dot. Grimmer's in the house. Can we check out CTI and Aura chain? Sure can. Let's go with Aura chain first here. Let's go with the KuCoin chart, see what we're doing here. Oh, she took a hit. She got rejected at this level here, right? We were wanting to see a bounce there and possibly see these higher areas. When I got these marks here, that means we're looking for a retest, and it's got to confirm. That means you got to see it make a higher high. You got to see it starting to show. It doesn't mean just buy as soon as you get up here, because this can happen. This is why it's risky when we get in these areas. But she's still doing good. So a retest is definitely looks like it's in order here. A little bit of rejection going on. So let's get rid of these and the measured moves. The fibs should still be okay for targets. So there was a possibility of a bull flag. Now note, every time you see a bull flag, it doesn't mean that it works. That's the bad thing about bull flags. That was a bull flag target there. It's not playing out. So that should be a fib too, but we'll have to double check. I'm just going to erase that. Just matches with the target. So there might have even been some confluence to say that, yeah, we should get there. It doesn't mean that it will. Bull flags can't always be trusted. And there are some influencers, and that seems to be a lot of what they look for immediately, or immediately expect, is a bull flag. And sorry to say, you can't count on bull flags that much. Or bear flags, they fall in the same category. The biggest thing to note is to zoom out on Aura chain. The breakout of this pattern here, which is a smaller version, is not even looking at the overall thing, right? We're just taking parts. We're going part by part, which is, it's a good way for short-term plays, but if you really want the bigger picture, you do have to zoom out. And she's in a wild pattern. So accumulation, and really, I mean, for trend lines and everything, just that's a moving average. Just difficult to get a good read, right? Even on the weekly. I mean, this looks on what we're seeing here on the weekly, which means that we're at resistance for this trend line from candle body to candle body. So when things don't make sense, I always try to zoom out, and going to the weekly usually helps. It usually helps a lot and gives you more insight. And so this makes a lot more sense. I mean, what we broke out of was fine for what we're in, but the bigger picture. So finding resistance there at 437. So if we can break up above this, yeah, we got even better targets than what we got here, I believe. This was just a idea between those trend lines. It's not the strongest idea. This doesn't even match up on the weekly, so I'm going to get rid of it. So we can take a measured move from this falling wedge, which is one of my favorite patterns to trade. If we break out here, if it maintains that, it doesn't mean spike up, but if we actually break out and start moving up, we could be headed up to about $16, which I would love. I'm actually pumping. It looks like we got a possible kind of triple bottom kind of scenario going on. she's got some work that she's got to do, but she's all the way there. She's been doing good lately. She's not back down to $1.65, but facing some resistance right here on the weekly. So there may still be a struggle. We're getting closer to this cloud. That's a good sign. Let's come to the 3-day. 3 days getting a little bit of rejection there. We're outside the cloud, and we got the green. That's why I like the Ichimoku cloud, telling me that we can go bullish. We're just getting a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of rejection right now, but we're above the 200 on the 3-day, which is hella bullish. Well above it here on the 2-day, which we did get our golden cross. That's your buy signal. Like I said, doesn't mean buy now, but it means buy the next big pullback. We're getting it. Now, how far it will pull back, this trend line might hold. It might. If it doesn't, look for this 50 moving average. So maybe right around just under $3, about $2.96 on the daily chart. And we can still get a bounce from there and be just fine. That's one of our steeper corrections. And with it being above the 200 moving average, I think we're good. I expect to see some more upside, but I mean, some of these altcoins are, people are taking profit, and we're getting a little bit of rejection at previous areas. So imagine if you've been in this since May, and you bought at the top, or maybe you didn't take profit at the top and you rode it all the way down to 165. When it comes back up to the $4 mark, you're going to feel like I feel with some of these other coins, like, let me get out of this thing. That was horrible. Watching my $5,000 go all the way down to what would that have been? Go all the way down to 1,000. Hell no, we're at 4,800. Yeah, let's take our profit. Those kind of mentalities come into play at these levels, right? So the wicks are saying we got a little bit of sell off, but we just got some consolidation right here. I'm not crazy about it breaking back into the pattern though, but I'm looking for this trend line, which may not hold. It may not, just throwing it out there. I can say this, we don't have the cross of the 9 over the 21, so that's a little hopium that we got a little magnet that may pull us back up to 418 area. That's what I'm hoping for. Stochastics are very kind of bottomed out here. Money flow still in the green. It's got to struggle. MACD's already crossed. Just see if this trend line holds. If not, it may get cheaper, may fall down. My bags are still going to be in the staking. There's also confluence right over here with this top, by the way. But in the big picture of things, whenever we do, according to the weekly, get our nice big breakout, $16 is on the table. And from there, we could see 40 come pretty quickly. And I hope so. Do it, Ori. So CTI Clintex. Oops. Back that up. Put that thing back. So the weekly, I've also got basically a big old falling wedge. And then we also got a little wedge kind of pattern in between there that it's trying to break out of. And we had a little setup here, which would still be going. Buying at this level here, support. We just flipped. It was support here. We lost it. It was resistance, and it's a support SR flip, support resistance area. We just flipped it. So a great area to take a trade is on those areas, and you can set tight stop losses. Had a little buy zone there at lower area too. So weekly says it's still looking good, and about to get even better when this 9 crosses that 21 here, and that will probably bump us up to about 21 cent or 2.15. Test this 50 moving average. Gotta see what we do from there. It's good that the 50's already crossed the 100, so these things are starting to move. It's starting to turn around. It's starting to move up now, so it looks good now. It's just in the early stages of going up, my personal opinion on this one. It's already crossed some major hurdles. Support resistance flip right here. Another support resistance flip there. This zone through here, about 26 cents, will probably be a bit of a hiccup. It's kind of a zone though, from 21 to 26. But when you zoom out, we got a measure move from this. Let's double check that. From wherever we break out, I just kind of say maybe January we actually get the big breakout. About 3 cents or something. Maybe earlier. But we have to adjust that. But basically we're coming up to this area about 17 cents. You were in 16 to 17 cents, which this being under 2 cents right now, not bad. Not bad, just going to take a little time. Now on the 4 hour, the smaller time frame, she's having a fight. And it may come down and touch this area where the 200 moving average is. Because we lost the 50 and we've been flirting with losing the 100. So the next one on the list is there, and that's at 15.2 cents. That gives us confidence with that area. Support resistance area. That it's been holding nicely so far. This was a rising wedge, which it broke out of and just went on. This was a double bottom scenario there. There's a support resistance area right there. So more support there at 14.2 cents in that area, just in case it decides to go and make a little lower low, but it didn't make a lower low here on the 4 hour. Or did it? Did it technically? It's right there in the same area. Let's check our numbers. And this can vary from exchange to exchange. That low was 14,753, 14,766. So technically it was a lower low. But it also made a higher high and then a higher low. So we might see it get rejected here, eventually come down here, and then maybe make another move back up to the top of this trend line and hopefully try to break out. $5:20 a.m. in Germany. Wow, bless your heart, being up so early. And for spending your time here with the Road Dog. I appreciate you. Striga says, I'm debating on the degen play for Pepe 2.0. Well, let's degen out. Sometimes these meme coins start taking off when Bitcoin gets all iffy. What do we got? I don't like the cross of the 9 over the 21. That's a warning to me. You know, a lot of people instantly think that's a cup with a handle. I'm not going to get into all of that. It's a nice rounded shape here, which did blast off. That's an important thing to remember from this. And now, here's what I'm seeing on this. Is Pepe, the regular Pepe, is it still up and going? Okay, that's good. This trend line is not yet broke. I'm on the daily. Let's make sure I've got my things set up here right. Okay, that's our major trend line. We don't want to see that one break. But we did see this one break. And we see the 9 crossing the 21 to the negative, and we're below the 9. Not a good look. Cloud's kind of interesting. There may be a pull down to here, and hopefully that would hold, but I'm not sure how strong that move would be. There definitely was a lot of sell pressure up here at that spike top. Now we're looking on our fib, 618. That's interesting. The moving averages are making me think that it may not hold this level. But then again, and it may come down to the 786 area, which breaks this trend line. I don't know. That's what the moving averages are saying. The fibs are saying, hey man, we're testing this area, and as long as you don't break it, you got a chance to go to the upside, and you could be doing an AB equals C move, which will take us to the 414 right up here at was that 12,478? That would be the bullish scenario if this 618 holds. So if you were to take a trade, putting your stop loss under the 618 would be the move out that looks good. You can put a tie one pretty much under that, under those candles there. That might work. That would be a degen setup. That'd be a safe degen setup, actually. When you can do something like that and get a good risk reward ratio, like a 5% stop loss. Because if it makes a lower low, it's going to keep going lower anyway. So. And where was that, 3 days ago? If it goes below that bottom 3 days ago, then... But it does look like the moving averages are saying, man, it's got to do a Hail Mary to turn around. I'll give you this, though. The stochastics are trying to bottom out. They're turned down a little bit, so it'll take a few days for them to flip up. But look at the money flow. I mean, that's a good sign. The 618s may hold on that, but if it doesn't, I mean, you can definitely protect yourself on that. But the risk rewards, jeez, is that right? If you get a tight stop loss, risk reward 102 to 1, 232% gains on that, possible if that scenario plays out. AB equals CD move. But then after it sells out here, it's coming down. Just be aware of that. This is actually the AB equals CD is actually, when it goes up, is actually bearish. It means it's going to come up here and then it's going to tank for a good move. So you might short when you get up here. Just an idea. Just throwing that out there. If this plays out. Otherwise, we may just come down here altogether. Those moving averages, I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. They look scary. What do you say on the 4 hour? Oh, 4 hours looks like it's getting rejected there. That's a big cloud, though. 4 hours got the red dot to the downside, money flow to the downside. I'm not seeing strong bearish divergence there. I am here. But that would have played out here, or should have. No bullish divergence, but that's not a bad thing. It'd be better if there was, but... Going by price action, I see this happening. But if this level holds here, and it doesn't move past these bottoms over here, it could be a nice play. Nice play. One of those surprising plays. I need to check on my paper trading account. I'm still up $71,000 in paper money. I'm looking for my Peppy because I was in a Peppy trade. I could not get out of it. And right here it is. I'm still under the water in Peppy. And oh my gosh, I never did sell my rep. That's a goner. Woo. So it's 10:30 your time, Haven, in Missouri. Hey, glad you can be here, Strega. I appreciate you, buddy. You're my road dog, Strega. And guys, actually, it is 11:40. Started this at 10 o'clock, and I have a habit of going past that hour. So I think I'm going to call this one a night too, and be back again tomorrow. See what's going on in the market. One coin I do want to look at before I leave that is on my list is TIA. I don't think we looked at that one. That one's been kind of an interesting play. It's one that's catching my interest as in trying to nibble to build a little bag. So My bags are still in profit on this one, just trying to figure out when to add so I don't lower my entry too much. She's doing good though. She's still doing good, still above the 9 moving average. You're not going to see that buy zone. Not anytime soon anyway. So the deal with this little guy, broke a trend line, broke back up into it, and now we can kind of do something like this. Technically, if it was me, I would want to come up to this area and then do it that way. And you can see confluence between that body and that wick. And then you can kind of identify the channel that we're in now. We kind of went up and then slanted. And we should keep going, bouncing between these walls until one day we don't and it breaks to the downside. Or breaks up bullishly to the upside and just goes crazy. Goes cray-cray. I'm looking at this on the 1 hour. We're losing some momentum here. Hard to say right now. There might be a chance to pull back, you know, to the 50 moving average or the bottom of the channel. What's that, about 550, something like that. But, you know, we could be looking at $7 coming before too long, though. Nice. Higher highs, higher lows, exactly what we want to see out of TIA. It's been a strong coin. A lot of people are liking it. There was a chance to jump in it right back here when we were charging it, and I didn't do it. When it was hanging around 250, but those of you who did are definitely made a smarter choice than I did and saw the beauty in it that I did not see at the time. Nice little play. I guess one other one that we can look at is Caspa. Because she's doing some things, baby. She's doing some things. She did a lot of things. She broke to this. Look at this. Look at this. Look what happened here. Let's go to the 4 hour. We were looking at this pattern that was in, which it will stay in until it does not. To come down here and bounce, then we could possibly go up to 12.3 cents. Caspa did something different here. Now this might be concerning. This is actually kind of, well. So she broke to the downside and she's riding the leg up. Now she's trying to make a new high. She may, what we want to watch out for is any possibility of a NIM pattern with some divergence, which it has, saying that we could reject it and come down further. We might be seeing that happen. Ichimoku Cloud's got its back right now and looks pretty solid. And so there may be a possibility we break back into this pattern and we see some serious actions. So we're kind of on the cusp for this one. What I would want to point out though is that here on the 4 hour that our stochastics are at the top right now. Now that's not a problem until they start turning down. When they start turning down, that's a problem. But right now they can kind of stay up here for a while. They've done it before in the past. And price can still go up while they're still top. Or still at the top there, so. Caspa's still looking very interesting to me, but definitely at a good place. I know some people were freaking out who actually sold their bags. Not at the highs over here. They waited until they got down to the bottoms over here, and that tells me, you know, it was more like a panic sale or a uh-oh. Or maybe just being cautious. But person I'm referring to sold out all their bag, which I don't ever think at this point in the market is not a smart move to sell all your bag, because these we're just getting started in the big picture of things with the altcoins, and we may have a couple of months of give and take, but come spring and thereon, these prices that we're seeing now, you're going to be wishing for to see them again on a lot of these projects, and that's one of the reasons why I've been moving heavier into Caspa. So got to see what she does here. She's trying to be bullish. She's trying to be. If we see this, man, let's get a candle open here on the 1 hour. We might see a nice quick move up, and this might be a bear trap for a strong move. The Ichimoku Cloud's kind of holding on to that idea. He kind of likes it. Other indicators are getting a little bit hot, but a lot of volume coming in on this candle right here, so interesting. So again, reiterate, if we don't make this, we will have some discounting cash, but may have to wait a little while, or it may do another leg. Technically that's bullish too in a way, but may see another pullback. She's breaking into it, though. She tried. Go, Casper. Go. Do it. Do it. Pump my bags, baby. Pump them. Pump them. Pump them. All right, everybody. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow night. And maybe tomorrow's Wednesday. I was trying to go today, a daytime stream, and catch all this bearish activity, but I was busy fighting with this computer. I may surprise you tomorrow with a daytime update, but other than that, I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. God bless, and stay positive. And don't let them trick you. Don't let them trick you. They want your crypto. They want your money. Play it smart, play it safe. Look at the signs. Follow the charts. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you